Hey everybody, welcome to this presentation of Status Pro Baseball as we're making a trek around the all 30 teams as we approach spring training in a couple of weeks. I want to try to hit all 30 teams from last year, and we're doing that over 2 games, Inside Pitch and Status Pro. And so far just done Inside Pitch, but now I'm starting to move over to Status Pro, and we'll keep that flip-flop going back and forth. Last game, of course, was the Oakland A's and the Boston Red Sox on Inside Pitch. Kind of a blowout, didn't really work too well. Now we're back to Status Pro. The Cubs and the Brewers, this is a replay of the April 5th game played in Milwaukee. And then the following game after this one, we'll be back to Inside Pitch. We go to Busch Stadium for the Dodgers against the Cardinals. Let's look at the starting lineups. First for the visiting Chicago Cubs, it'll be Ben Zobrist, and I'll put the scorecard here, or the score sheet here. Ben Zobrist that's in right field, Chris Bryant at third, Rizzo at first, Baez at short, Schwarber in left, Contreras catching, Daniel Descalso at second, Jason Hayward in center, and Jose Quintana on the mound. And Quintana is an SR16 rating with a PB27 versus lefties and a PB26 versus right-handers. For the Brew Crew, it'll be Lorenzo Cain in center, Yelich in right, Braun in left, Aguilar at first, Moustakas at third, Perez at second, Randall behind the plate, Arcia at short, and Brandon Woodruff, the pitcher. Woodruff has an SR rating of 13. He is a PB26 versus lefties and PB28 versus right-handers. Kind of interesting the way the Status Pro does the board. It's kind of backwards to me, but that's just me. Normally, the home team for me is on the first base side. Visiting team is on the third base side. Also, normally the batter or the batters that are facing the pitcher would be right here together and not have to cross-reference on the crisscross. So I'm going to do something a little bit different. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch it around. So we're going to do it this way. And Woodruff's going to be a 13, and Quintana is a 16. So that way, when it comes to be the individual times at bat, we're looking right here. We're not going crisscross. So that's just something I just thought of while I was standing here to try it and see how it goes. And if it gets too confusing, I'll change it around, obviously. This is this regular Status Pro game. I know there is an advanced out there. I don't have that. I prefer this. The only thing that's a little bit more advanced, if you want to call it that, is that these cards are set up for the left-right splits. But other than that, I'm doing straight off the rule book, straight off the card, the fast action cards, and whatever the board tells me to do. All right, so right now, Brandon Woodruff, he's a 2-6 versus lefties, 2-8 versus righties. The first man up for the Cubs is Ben Zobrist, the right fielder, switch hitter. So Woodruff now a 2-6 on this flip from Ben Zobrist. So we'll do the flip, and we get an 8. And 8 means we're under Ben Zobrist. So now we'll flip the next card and see if Ben Zobrist can get a hit. The random number is an 88. That's obviously an out. He's a switch normal. Ground to third. All ground outs go to third, but there is an asterisk, so we're looking for an error chance on Moustakas. Flip, it's a 10. Moustakas' error rating is only a 5, so good play. Moustakas was able to field that one, no problem. Zobrist is retired. Brings up Chris Bryant. So this is a whole new setup for me. I'm standing up while I'm playing, which is very unusual because I'm not rolling dice. I guess that makes it a little bit easier. But to get the camera elevated, I'd stack it up on a couple of boxes, and now I got to look over top of it. So it'll take me about an inning to get used to this, I suppose. All right, so I'm going to pick up a stack of these little cards and just flip them. Be a whole lot easier than constantly picking them off the deck. Next man is Chris Bryant, means Woodruff's a 2-8. So the PB is a 3. We're under Woodruff's card. Next flip is a 78. 78's an out. Chris Bryant, right-handed power hitter. And everybody grounds to second, but we got to check an error rating on Perez. His error rating is only a 1, so not likely. And it's a none, so it's a good play. 2 ground ball outs from Woodruff against the Cubs. That brings up first baseman Anthony Rizzo, lefty. So Woodruff again is a 2-6. That is a 6, so we're under Woodruff. And the random numbers are 36 under Woodruff against a lefty, and that's a strikeout. So Rizzo out on strikes to end the inning. Had Rizzo been in control in that at bat, 36 against a right-handed pitcher would have been a home run. So that's where that PB rating really, that sets the tone for everything. And in this case, Woodruff won that battle. And the Brew Crew take care of the Cubs in the top of the first. We go to the bottom of the first. Be Lorenzo Cain stepping to the plate. Move this over just a tad. And Quintana against a right-hander is a 2-6. So we need a 6 or less for Quintana to control. It's a BD, so chance for a clutch at bat or clutch power at bat. Anything 32 or less, and Lorenzo Cain will do something. Over 32, we skip it, call it a foul ball, and keep going. It's a 23. 23 is a double. So a double for Lorenzo Cain. Lorenzo Cain, a double, and that will knock Quintana down to a 15. So Lorenzo Cain, leadoff double, brings up Christian Yelich. Always in the MVP conversation the last couple of years. Yelich, a lefty, so now Quintana's a 2-7. That's a 6, so we're under Quintana. 35 for Quintana against a lefty. Struck him out. So big strikeout by Quintana. And that will bring up Ryan Braun, left fielder. Brewers won this game in real life 13-10 in a slugfest. I don't anticipate that kind of run eruption in this game, but you never know. Braun a 9, so we're under Braun against the lefty, so we're in this left-hand column. Flip is a 27, Braun 27. That's a 2-run homer. As soon as I say something about it, Braun hits a home run. So Ryan Braun, a 2-run homer. And the Brew Crew, Bernie Brewer sliding down the slide already. And it is 2-0. So for Quintana, 1 for the hit and 2 for the runs, knocks him down to a 12 immediately. And now that'll bring up first baseman Jesus Aguilar. Aguilar, the right-hander, to flip. It's an 8, so we're under Aguilar. Flips a 17. Aguilar 17 is a base hit to right field. Since the hit came off off the hitting card, we check for an error on the right fielder. Right fielder is Zobrist, but there is no error. So it's just a base hit for Aguilar, and that knocks Quintana down to an 11. So they're kind of roughing up Quintana here early in the first. Only 1 out. Here's Moustakas, lefty on lefty matchup, so Quintana's a 2-7. That is a 7, so Quintana gets control. 87, that's definitely an out. Moustakas is a left-handed power hitter. Grounds to second, could be a double play. Check for an error. There is none. It's a 4-6-3 double play. I believe unless the runner has an OBRA, he would beat that out. Let's check it out. G4. No, it doesn't even say anything about OBR. He's just out. So it's just a double play. So 4-6-3, that will end the inning. And I guess Quintana, kind of fortunate to only get away with 2 runs, but so it keeps his team in the game. But it's a 2-0 ball game as we go to the second. Bottom of the second, or top of the second rather. Javier Baez, shortstop, steps to the plate against Woodruff. We get a 7. 7, Woodruff against the right-hander is an 8, so Woodruff will get control. It's a 12. 12 is a base hit to left field. Since it's off the pitcher card, you don't check for an error, but it will be a single. Now, in the very basic elements of Status Pro, a 12 against a right-hander would have normally been a foul out to the catcher, but that's when you don't have the left-right splits on the cards. These have them, so I'm not using that variable factor because it's already cooked into the cards with the left-right splits. So Baez is aboard. He is an A, OBRA, and a speed of C. Catcher, Grandal, is only a, let's see, Grandal's arm. Let me check his arm again. I thought I wrote that down. I think it's a throwing of C, which is not very good. He is a T rating of C, but you're down 2-0, so I think they're going to go ahead and let Schwarber swing away. Don't want to run yourself out of an inning this quickly. All right, Woodruff 4, so we're under Woodruff against the lefty Schwarber. 42 against the lefty, struck him out. So Schwarber out on strikes, 1 away. Here's Contreras. Whoops. It's a 10, so we're under Contreras. 82. 82 is an out against the right-hander. Right-handed power hitter. Fly to deep left field. That's out number 2. So Contreras is gone. Brings up Daniel Descalso, second baseman. It's a 6. Woodruff against the lefty. We'll get control of that. Next flip is an 85. That's an out. He's a left-handed hitter, normal power. Grounds to second. We are checking Perez, who's a 1. And there's no error there, so it's good play. Inning's over. So they get the leadoff single from Baez, but nothing else. Cubs go down quietly after that. We go to the bottom of the second. 2-0 Brew Crew. And Hernan Perez will lead things off against Quintana. Quintana, the flip. Clutch defense. Let's see who the clutch defensive check is on. It's on the shortstop, Baez. His clutch defensive rating is a 4. So let's see if that comes into play. It's an 84, out of range, so we just consider it a foul ball, move on. Flips a 6, so we check Quintana. 28 against a right-hander. That's a strikeout. So Quintana gets the whiff on Perez. 1 away for catcher Yasmani Grandal. Batting right-handed as a switch hitter. 7. So since he's a righty, Quintana only goes to 6. Grandal gets the control. 52, Grandal against a lefty. 52 is a walk. So Grandal, 1-out walk. That will knock Quintana down to a 10. Grandal, not much speed, so he's not going anywhere. And here's Orlando Arcia. An 8, so we're under Arcia. 24 against the lefty. That's a double to right field right there. Double to right. Check for an error on Zobrist. There is none, but now we check runner advancement on a double to right to score from first to home on any double. The throw rating of Zobrist is a T4, and the run rating of Grandal is a OBRD, so that would be 11 through 22, so there's no way in the world they're sending him. Even so, and especially now the pitcher's coming up. So second and third, 1 out. And the pitcher, Brandon Woodruff, stepping to the plate. No bunting, just going to let him swing away. Infield is in, try to cut the run off. 10, surrender Woodruff's card. And that's an 11. How about that? Brandon Woodruff, an 11, gets a single to left field. Go figures. Check for an error on the left fielder, Schwarber. 8 to 10, but Schwarber's error rating is only a 3. But it's a base hit for the pitcher, Woodruff, because he found that 11. Grandal will score. It's 3-0 Brew Crew. And on the base hit to left, Arcia is an OBRC. And the left fielder, Schwarber, is a T4. First to home on a single to center. T4 and a C is 11 through 42, so they'll hold him there. Keep runners on the corners with only 1 out. So Quintana, the hit and the run knocks him down to a 7. He may not be around long. So Cubs may be into their bullpen early. Here's Lorenzo Cain. 11, so we're under Cain. 43 against a left-hander is a strikeout. So big strikeout there for Quintana. 2 down. He's still got to deal with Christian Yelich. Lefty on lefty. It's a 5, so we're under Quintana. 73, he's out. Left-handed power hitter. Flies to right, and the inning is over. But a run comes in. RBI single by the pitcher, Woodruff. Go figure. And the Brew Crew lead it 3-0. Woodruff helping his own cause. All right, top of the third, Hayward will be on and facing Woodruff. The flip is a 5, so under Woodruff. 83, he's definitely out. Left-handed power hitter. Pops to second, so 1 away. Handled by Perez. He's out of there, and that brings up the pitcher Quintana. Not a very good hitter, obviously. Hit .093 on the season. 9, but we're under Quintana's card. Not good for Quintana. 58. 58 is a strikeout. So, 2 down. Back to the top of the order for Ben Zobrist. Flip is a 3. We're under Woodruff. 38 against a left-hander. He's going to strike him out. He would have struck him out lefty or righty. So Zobrist is gone. So 3 shutout innings by Woodruff. Faring a lot better in this game than he did in the actual game. And we go to the bottom of the third. 3-0 Brew Crew. Be Ryan Braun stepping to the plate. It'll be Braun, Aguilar, and Moustakas against Quintana. So the first flip is a clutch defensive check. And it's going to be on Baez, the shortstop. 77, though, is out of range, so we'll redo it. 8, that's under Braun. 68 against the lefty, he's out. Right-handed power hitter. Grounded to Quintana. There is an asterisk there, but he's got an E0, so no chance for the error. It's simply a 1-3 ground out, and Braun is retired. Here's Aguilar. 7, so we're under Aguilar. 51, and he's going to draw a walk. So Aguilar draws the walk, brings Quintana down to a 6. He's a D OBR, so he's not going anywhere. Here's Moustakas. 3, we're under Quintana. 81, he's out. Left-handed power hitter. Lines it to third. So that's 2 away. Brings up Hernan Perez. Hernan Perez struck out his first chance. 10, so we're under Perez. 61 against a lefty is an out. And let's see what kind of an out. Right normal is a ground ball to short. We'll check Baez for an error. There is none. And the inning is over. So 3 innings in the books. And it is 3-0 Brew Crew. And now since 3 innings are in the books, what we do, flip the cards over and shuffle. So we'll get through some shuffling here and get a reboot and reset. Woodruff is really good. He's got an SR of 12 still left, so he's only had 1 ding so far. 1 base hit. Baez, that was it. Whereas Quintana struggling a little bit. Okay, we are now ready to go. Chris Bryant. I might have to sit down because my back's starting to hurt me a little bit, so hopefully I can get around this and it won't be so cumbersome. We'll see. All right, here's Chris Bryant leading things off against Woodruff. 8, and that's under Woodruff. 77, that's an out. Right-handed power hitter. Grounds to second. Make sure there's no error. There's not. And Bryant grounded out to Perez's first time. He's going to ground out the second time. Same play, 4-3. Here's Rizzo. 3 is under Woodruff. 81, that's definitely an out. Left-handed power hitter. We'll line it to third. So 2 up, 2 down. And the Cubbies bats are in hibernation, it appears. Like I said, unlike they put 10 runs up on the Brewers in the real game. Of course, they gave up 13. But obviously the bat's not alive yet. Here's Baez, although there's still time. 10, so we're under Baez. 61 against a right-hander. He's going to strike out. So Baez. Oops, Baez out on strikes. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Still 3-0 Brew Crew. And coming up, it'll be Yasmani Grandal, switch hitting catcher, batting right-handed against Quintana. 6, so under Quintana, that will be Quintana's control. Good thing, 25, well, maybe not a good thing. It's a base hit. 25 is a base hit. Although with Grandal, that would have been a home run had he been in control. So it's just a single. No check of an error because it's off the pitcher card. But that's going to knock Quintana down to a 5. So could see some bullpen activity early here. Arcia, 7, so we're under Arcia. 61, that's an out, right power. Ground ball to third, could be a double play. Check Chris Bryant, there is no error. And a G5 with the man on first. OBR A is safe, everybody else gets doubled up. His OBR is a C, so he will be doubled up. 5-4-3 around the horn, double play. Just what the doctor ordered if you are Quintana. So here's Woodruff. You would think would be an easy out, but he got a base hit his first time up. 10, we're under Woodruff's card. 12, he found an 11 the first time. This time he finds a 12. It's again another base hit. Woodruff is 2 for 2 to find the odds. And that'll bring up Lorenzo Cain. That's a 5, so we're under Quintana. 67, that is an out. It's right normal. Right normal will line to third, and that's going to end the inning. So no runs across, but the unusual 2 for 2 game from the pitcher at the plate. It is still 3-0 as we go to the top of the 5th. Kyle Schwarber steps to the plate. It's a 7, so we are under Schwarber. It's a 13, so Schwarber, a 13 is a double to left. There is no error, but it's a leadoff double for Kyle Schwarber as the Cubs try to get something going. Knocking Woodruff down to an 11. Wilson Contreras, a 3. We're under Woodruff. 72, he's an out. He is right-handed power hitter, so he's going to fly to center. Now let's see if the runner can get to third. Look at the man on second chart with an F8. It says runner's hold. It has to be a deep fly for somebody to tag up. So it's simply a fly to center. 1 away. And that will bring up Descalso. Rounded to second his first trip. Clutch defense. We're checking somebody's clutch defense. That's third baseman. And that's Moustakas. His clutch defense is a 3. And that is an 83, so it's out of range. So we'll reboot, call it a foul ball and reboot. 12, we're under Descalso. 13, that's a base hit. Descalso against a right-hander is a single to right field. Make sure there's no error, there's not. So single to right field. Now the question is, can Schwarber score? Schwarber's OBR is a C, and Yelich is a T3 on his throwing arm. So it's 11 through 46 if they want to try it. But there's only 1 out, so they're going to hold the runners down 3-0. Put runners at the corners for Jason Hayward, and they will knock Woodruff down to a 10. So runners at the corners, 1 out for Jason Hayward. Infield at double play depth. Flip is a 5. We're under Woodruff. 62, and that's a walk against a lefty. So the bases are now loaded. And with 1 out, bases loaded, they're going to go ahead and make the move and go for a pinch hitter. So they can't afford to wait around when you're down 3-0. So Quintana is gone. He has been lifted. And we'll get a pinch hitter. And the pinch hitter will be, for the Cubbies, it will be, well, who do they want to go to here? They're going to go to David Bodie. So Bodie is your pinch hitter in a big spot. The bases are loaded. Knocks Woodruff down to a 9 with that walk. Bases loaded. They're still at double play depth. And here is the pitch to Bodie, the pinch hitter. 11, we're under Bodie. Flips a 43. Bodie is going to strike out. So a big strikeout there for out number 2. And Bodie fails in his pinch hitting duties. We now turn it over to Ben Zobrist. So Woodruff's not out of the woods yet. 5, we're under Woodruff. 73, that's an out. Switch normal. Switch normal power is a ground ball to third. Checking Moustakas for an error. There is none, so Woodruff pitches out of that mess. Bases loaded, only 1 out, and he gets out of it unscathed. So nothing doing for the Cubs as they left the bases loaded. And now we will have a new pitcher. And I'm going to bring them in the order that they pitched in the actual game, I think. Let me see if I want to do it that way. You know what? Might switch it around just a hair. No, I'm going to do it exactly the way they did it in the... No, you know what? I'm not going to be tied to that. I am going to bring in who I think is the best guy at the moment. And that is Boy, they really don't have a whole lot in their bullpen, do they? Now that I look at this. A lot of these guys have some really high ERAs. But they'll go with, you know what? They're going to go with Pedro Strop. So Pedro Strop is on. He's got a relief rating of 5. So Pedro Strop, after Quintana, only makes it 4 innings and gives up 3 runs all earned, including a home run. All right, let's check his walks and strikeouts real quick. 1, 2, 3 hits, 4, 5 hits, 6, 7. I got him for 7 hits. I'll show he walked 2, and he struck out 1, 2, 3. Okay. So for Quintana, I've got him 4 innings pitched, 7 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, and 1 home run. And he's set to take the loss if the Cubbies cannot tie the score or take the lead. All right, so Christian Yelich will lead off here in the bottom of the 5th with a 3-0 lead against Pedro Strop. Clutch defense. We're checking the Cubs' clutch defense of Baez. 84, though, is out of range, so we start all over again. 12 are under Yelich. 65. Yelich 65 against a righty will be a walk. So Christian Yelich will draw the leadoff base on balls. And that will bring up Ryan Braun. 12 are under Braun. 61. 61 is a strikeout. Oops. 61 is a strikeout of Braun. So 1 away. Jesus Aguilar, the batter. 9, so we're under Aguilar. 36 against a right-hander is a strikeout. So Aguilar also strikes out. 2 down for Mike Moustakas. 7, we're under Strop this time. 87, it doesn't matter, it's an out. Left-handed power hitter is going to fly to deep right field. We're checking to make sure Yelich doesn't boot it. He does not. It's a good play. Not Yelich, I mean Soperst. I don't know why I said Yelich. But the inning's over, so Strop does give him the 1 inning and prevents any more damage. Nothing doing for the Brew Crew. We go to the top of the 6th. Still 3-0, and Woodruff still motoring along pretty well. We're facing Chris Bryant to start things off here in the top of the 6th. 5, we're under Woodruff. 14, though, is a base hit, so it's a leadoff single for Chris Bryant. The Cubbies again try to make some hay here. Anthony Rizzo. 6, so we're under Woodruff. 56. 56 is a walk against a lefty. Against a righty, had been out, but 56 against a lefty is a walk. So the first 2 are on. And now all of a sudden the tying runs at the plate in the form of the dangerous Javier Baez. So the Brew Crew bullpen is now loosening. Here is Baez. 10, we're under Baez. 68, though. 68 is a strikeout against a right-hander. So big news there, was a strikeout, not a regular out, because they possibly could have advanced the runner on a regular out, but not a strikeout. So here's Schwarber. Cubs need to make some hay. 8 is under Schwarber. 88, though, he's going to be out. Left-handed power hitter. G4A with an asterisk means that it's going to be a ground ball runner's advance, assuming there's no error, and there's not. So it's a 4-3 ground out with the runners advancing to second and third. So Bryant moves to third base. Rizzo moves to second. So second and third, 2 outs, and it's all up to Wilson Contreras. Woodruff. 6, so we're under Woodruff's card. 85, that's an out. Right-handed power hitter. He's going to ground to second. Checking Perez for an error. There is none. It's a good play. Inning's over. So again, Woodruff pitches out of trouble. He has tossed 6 scoreless against the Cubbies. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. And we'll get a new pitcher because Strop is usually pretty much a 1-inning pitcher. So, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'll go ahead and let him pitch 2 innings. Why not? He's not tired yet. He's got a 4 there. So here's Perez. 8. And we're under Perez. 68. 68 is an out. And let's see here. Right normal. Grounds it back to Strop. Now he has an E rating of 10. But fortunately for him, it's a none there. So ground out to the pitcher, one away, and here's Grandal. Switch hitter will now turn around, bat left-handed. 3 is under Strop. 38 against a lefty. Struck him out. So Strop gets the strikeout. He's retired 5 in a row now after that initial leadoff walk to Yelich last inning. Brings up Arcia, the shortstop. Clutch defense. Third baseman, that is Brian. He's only got a clutch defense of 1. 36, I don't think a clutch defense of 1 is going to do anything with that. 36. Actually, it does. How about that? Let's check this out. Clutch defense, third base, CD1, a 36. Unable to field slow roller, single. Runners advance, 1 base. So, how about that? Unable to get it. It's a slow roller for a single. Strop will move down to a 3, and that'll bring up Woodruff. But I believe the Brew Crew is going to pinch hit for him. He went 6 solid, and I think that's all they're going to ask of him is to go 6 solid. They will turn it over to their bullpen as well. So we need to get a pinch hitter, and it'll be Eric Thames. So Eric Thames will pinch hit for the Brew Crew, and Woodruff finishes 6 innings. And let's see how many hits he gave up. 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. Obviously no runs. He walked 2. And he struck out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So very good outing there for Woodruff. So Thames the batter, the pinch hitter against Strop with 1 on and 2 out. BD, so Thames a chance to do something on this clutch defense, a clutch power bat, and that's a 23, so that's a double for Thames. So Thames is going to double. Now the question is, can Arcia score? The double, does it say where it goes? Doesn't say who the fielder is. I'm going to assume, I'm going to treat it as center field. I'll use the old Strat rule. If it doesn't say it, I'm saying he goes to center field. So the center fielder's arm, Hayward, is a T3. The runner, Arcia, is an OBRC. So to get from first to home on a double, T3 OBRC is 11 through 32. But there are 2 outs, makes it 11 through 52. So they're going to send him 11 through 52. He will score. 78, he's out. So Arcia is out. So Hayward made a great relay throw. We'll call it 8 to 6 to 2 to Baez. And that's going to end the inning. So Strop is done as well. Thames got the big double, but base running blunder took care of that. And now we go to the bottom of the 6th with the score still 3-0. And again, we're going to flip the cards over and shuffle for the final time for these to get these last 3 innings in. Now Strop pitches 2 innings of shutout relief to keep his team in the game, and he will be pinch hit for because he's scheduled to bat 3rd this inning. And now we need a new pitcher for the Brew Crew. And let's see who that's going to be. You got Descalso, Hayward. So you got a couple of lefties coming up for the Brewers. I'm sorry, for the Cubs. So the Brewers are looking at their bench or their bullpen for a lefty. And they're going to go to Alex Claudio. So Alex Claudio will be the new pitcher for the Brew Crew. Claudio has a relief rating of 4. He's going to face Descalso, lefty on lefty. It's an 8, and that's under Descalso. 61 against a lefty, he's going to be out. Against a right-hander, he would have walked. G6 is a ground ball to short. Arcia, no error, so it's good play. 6-3 ground out, 1 away. Brings up Jason Hayward. Hayward, 6, so we're under Claudio. 56 is an out. Hayward is a left-handed power hitter. Grounds to first, that's Aguilar. And there's no error. So 2 down. And now we'll get a pinch hitter for the pitcher. And it will be Mark Zagunis. So Zagunis will pinch hit for Strop. So Strop's day is done. And then we get a new pitcher coming in the bottom of the 7th. Right now, Zagunis against Claudio. 7, so we're under Zagunis. 65 against a lefty. He's going to walk. So Zagunis draws that 2-out walk. Knocks Claudio down to a 3. Brings up Ben Zobrist. Switch hitter, so they're going to leave Claudio in there. 12, so we're under Zobrist. 61 against a lefty. He is out. Switch normal. Grounds it to Aguilar. No error, and the inning is over. So the Cubs, nothing through 7. As Claudio pitches his 1 inning. He's definitely a 1-inning guy. He walked a batter, but that was it. Gave up nothing else. So now we're going to go to the bottom of the 7th. Here in Milwaukee. New pitcher coming on for the Cubbies to face the top of the order, Kane, Yelich, and Braun. So let's see who that's going to be for the Cubbies. What kind of options do they have? They're going to go to Carl Edwards. So Carl Edwards is on. Edwards. And he is, let's see, Strop went 2 innings. Gave up 2 hits, no runs, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. So quality outing in relief by Strop. Edwards' relief rating is a 5. All right, he's a 2.7 PB against righties, 2.5 against lefties. He's facing a righty, so it's 2.7. It is a 7, so we're going to Edwards. 87, he's an outright normal. Ground ball to short, checking Baez for an error. There is none. 6-3 ground out, and there is 1 away here in the bottom of the 7th. Kane is gone. Here's Yelich. Edwards now down to 2.5. 7, so we're under Yelich. 61 against a right-hander. Struck him out. So 2 down. Brings up Ryan Braun. Edwards back down to 2.7. But it's a BD though, so it's check Braun. 81, that's out of range. We'll reboot. 4 is Edwards. 45 is a strikeout. That's going to end the inning. So excellent outing there for Carl Edwards. 1 inning pitched. Struck out 2. Didn't give up anything else. He's a 1-inning guy, so they'll use somebody else to pitch the 8th. But right now, it is Chris Bryant time, and he's going to be facing a new pitcher for the Brew Crew. And that new pitcher that's going to be coming on will be right-hander Junior Guerra. So Junior Guerra is on. Junior Guerra. He will be on to face Bryant, Rizzo, and Baez. And Guerra is a relief rating of 5 to start the top of the 8th. All right, Chris Bryant steps in. 9, so we're under Bryant. 24 is a double to center field. Check, make sure there's no error on Kane. There is not, but it's a leadoff double for Chris Bryant. So here we go. Cubs trying to get something going here late. Going to have Anthony Rizzo. This is the part of the order they need to make hay. Rizzo. 9, so we're under Rizzo. 56, and he's going to draw a walk. So Guerra, shaky at best here, a double and a walk. And that brings up Baez, who is the tying run. And right now they've got Josh Hader loosening in the bullpen in a hurry to try to get ready. And they may be asking him to get more than 3 outs for a save. We shall see. They also have Matt Albers, the righty, loosening in the bullpen as well. So, but right now it's Guerra facing Baez. 5, so we're finally under Guerra. 88, that's an out. Baez, a right-handed power hitter. Grounds to short, could be double play. There's none there on the errors, so we'll check the runner on first and second and see how that fares on a G6. Says a double play, so runner goes to third. It's a double play. Even though in OBRA he will not beat it out, so it's a 6-4-3 double play. Big double play tossed there by Guerra. So Bryant's at third, but now there's 2 outs for Kyle Schwarber. Schwarber, 11, so we're under Schwarber. 78, that's an out. Schwarber, left-handed power hitter, flies to right. That's going to end the inning. So again, Cubbies leaving runners on base. They have nothing to show for it in the run column. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's still 3-0 favor of the Brew Crew. And now the Cubs will bring in a new pitcher to pitch the the bottom of the 8th. And that's going to be Steve Cishek. So Cishek is in. Steve Cishek. He will be facing Aguilar, Moustakas, and Perez. Cishek is a relief rating of only 3, so if he gives up anything, he's going to have to come out in a hurry. Here's Aguilar. 5, but we're under Cishek. 73, that's an out. Right-handed right-handed normal hitter for Aguilar. He's going to fly to left. So Aguilar is gone, 1 away. Here's Moustakas. Z, so that's when you get the Z results, that's when you get to unusual plays, either with fielding or possibly injuries. We're not doing injuries, but could be something just unusual as well. So we get a new random number. It is 86. So 86 is in the fielding table. 86 says difficult fly for catcher near stands. If the catcher is a CD 1 or 2, the ball is not caught and remains out of play. If he's CD 3 or 4, he makes the catch. Let's look at Contreras. Contreras is a CD 2. So since he's a CD 2, it will get in he will not make the catch. It will get it in the stands, and Moustakas will get new life. So Moustakas, another chance. 7, we're under Cishek. 84, he's out. Left-handed power, pops to third. So even though Contreras couldn't get it, Chris Bryant did. 2 down for Hernan Perez. 10, we're under Perez. 42 against a right-hander is a strikeout, and that's going to end the inning. So Cishek, 1, 2, 3, bottom of the 8th. We go to the 9th, 3-0. Favor of the Brew Crew, and we will get a new pitcher in for Milwaukee to try to close things out. It will be Josh Hader. So Josh Hader will be coming on. See what he could do. Josh Hader. Josh Hader. And for Hader, he is a relief rating of 4, but he's a PB28, both righties and lefties. So Hader is on. Let's check the numbers on Guerra. His 1 inning pitched. He gave up a double and a walk, so a hit and a walk, but nothing else. No runs. Got that big double play. And now here we go. It'll be Contreras, Descalso, and Hayward. And if anybody reaches, a pinch hitter, either Caratini or Almara, depending on the situation. Probably Almara. Let's see. Here's Hader facing Contreras. It's a 10, so we're under Contreras. 12, that's a base hit. We'll check the chance for an error. There is none, but it's a base hit. Leadoff single for Wilson Contreras. And again, the Cubs get the leadoff man on. Now, Descalso is set to bat, but he's going to be called back for a pinch hitter. And they will turn to Alberto Almora. Almora will pinch hit for Descalso. So let's see, and then if it does happen to go to a bottom of the 9th, then they'll rearrange things. They can move Zobrist to second to cover Descalso's spot and put Almora in center and move Hayward to right. That's what the plan would be if it goes, that far. All right, so Almora against Hader. 4 under Hader. 57 against a right-hander is a walk. How about that? Against a lefty, it would have been out, but against a right-hander, it's a walk. So Almora coaxes a walk, and all of a sudden the tying run is at the plate in Jason Hayward. So Jason Hayward, the batter. Jason Hayward against Hader. 7, so we're under Hader. 13, though, that's a single to center. It's an automatic 2-base advancement when it comes off the pitcher card. So that means that Contreras will score. Almora will go to third. Runners are at the corners, nobody out, and Hayward is now tired. Get the hit and the run, so he's actually now tired, and he may have to come out. Victor Caratini is the last position player on the bench for the Cubbies. So it's Caratini or bust right here for the Cubbies. I could stay with Hader, but then there's no checking this. You would go straight to Caratini's card. But I believe the Brewers aren't going to play around. Obviously, Hader doesn't have it. So they're going to try to find somebody else that can finish the game. And they're kind of limited on what they have. They do have... Boy, they just don't have a whole lot, do they? Let's see here. They're going to go to Matt Albers. Not a whole lot in their bullpen. Matt Albers will be coming on, as Hader couldn't get the job done. Can't do the numbers on Hader yet because, well, we know he didn't get anybody out. He only faced 3 batters and gave them all up. 2 hits and a walk, but we don't know about the runs. All right, so runners on the corners. Nobody out. And let's see, Albers is a relief rating of 5. All right, here's Caratini, the pinch hitter. Clutch defense. Maybe there's something Brewers can do defensively. Shortstop, that's Arcia. He's a clutch defense 4. 65. That's probably too far out, though. 4 and a 65 on a shortstop. Yep, no action. Nothing happens there. Reboot. So we'll go back to the check. Albert is an 8 against Caratini, who's a switch hitter. He drops to a 2-5, so that means Caratini has control. 62 against a right-hander. He's going to walk. So Caratini walks to load the bases. How about that? Caratini walks to load the bases with nobody out. And now we're back to the top of the order and Ben Zobrist. What a comeback by the Cubs. But they haven't come all the way back yet. They still trail 3-1. Infield's at double play depth. They'll give the run to get 2 outs if they can. 8, and Zobrist gets the control. 36 against a right-hander. Struck him out. Big strikeout for Albers. As Zobrist with the whiff. And there's now 1 away. And now a double play could get him out of the... finish out the ball game. Here's Chris Bryant. Albers will now be a 2-8 against this right-hander. But it's a BD, so we got a chance. 44 less. Something can happen. It's a 23. It's a double for Chris Bryant. This could give the Cubs the lead. Let's see. Again, we're going to assume it went to center field. Kane is a T2 throwing arm. Caratini, who was the trail runner at first. Let's see what his rating is. He's an OBR D, so they're going to hold him there at third base. With less than 2 outs, he will stop at third. But we have a tie game as Almora and Hayward both come around to score. We have a tie game. Albers gives up the hit and 2 runs, so he's down to a 1. And there's runners on second and third with only 1 out. The infield's going to have to come in for Anthony Rizzo. You could walk Rizzo, but then you're really dealing with fire with Baez. So you're kind of between a rock and a hard place here. So they're going to go ahead and you know what? They're going to walk Rizzo intentionally to load the bases. Set up that double play. Since it's an intentional walk, we won't take away from Albers. So here's Baez now to 6. So we're under Albers. Had we been using Rizzo, that 5 against the lefty, we'd have Rizzo's card. But we're doing Albers' card. To 51 against a right-hander, and he walks in a run. How do you like that? Albers walks in the run. He is now done, as the Brewer bullpen has just imploded. And now Caratini will score. Bryant will go to third. Rizzo will go to second. Baez will score. The Cubbies now have taken a 4-3 lead. Kyle Schwarber is the batter, so Albers will leave. They'll bring in the lefty, or another lefty, I should say. So I think they have 1 more lefty remaining, or maybe they don't. Let's see, do they have any more lefties? Maybe they don't have any more lefties. I thought they did. Let's double check it. No, they don't. They used Claudio and Hader already, so they're going to go to a right-hander. And the right-hander is going to be Freddie Peralta. So they're going to go with Freddie Peralta, who's a starter slash reliever. So Freddie Peralta is in. See if he can stop the bleeding. Joe Madden is just beside himself with all this stuff going on. Here's Schwarber. Oh, Freddie Peralta is a relief rating of 8. So bases loaded, 1 out. Infield still a double play depth for Schwarber. To 3, so we're under Peralta. 81, that's an out. Can they get the double play? Left-handed power. Lines it to 3rd. And I'll have to check and make sure there's no line out double plays. Let's double check the bases loaded on an L5. Line drive, batter out, runners hold. So there is no double play. But now they batted around. We're right back to Wilson Contreras, who led off the whole thing with a base hit. So Peralta facing Contreras. 10, we're under Contreras. 61, and that's another walk. Going to walk in another run. So another run is walked in as Contreras draws the bases loaded walk. That will score Bryant. Cubs now lead it 5-3. And let's see, Descalso was pinch hit for, so he's not in there. It is Almora who actually pinch hit for Descalso to end this inning already. He's going to get the bat around. When your pinch hitter bats around, you know something's going on. Or bats twice. Here's Almora 6, so Peralta's only 5, so we're under Almora. 25, Almora 25 is a double to right field. This could clear the bases. This could definitely clear the bases. So we've got Rizzo scoring from 3rd, Baez scoring from 2nd. The runner Contreras doesn't run well though, so he may have to hold even with 2 outs. Let's see, so OBRC and the double. I believe the double went to right field, did it? Yes, to right field. So that is Yelich, who's in T3. So to get from first to home on a double, a T3 and a C is 11 through 32. But with 2 outs, it's 11 through 52. So they'll go ahead and send him. And he makes it. So it's a base clearing double. 3-run double. And for the Cubs now, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 runs here in the top of the 9th. They have now taken an 8-3 lead. Unbelievable. The fans here at Miller Park are stunned, as they should be. Here's Jason Hayward. 3, so under Peralta. 72 is a wild pitch chance right there against a lefty. We'll flip it. Is it a wild pitch? No, it's not. So no wild pitch. We will redo. Clutch defensive chance. 3rd baseman Moustakas. It's a 26, so he may do something with that. Moustakas is a CD3. Clutch defensive number 3. 3rd baseman with a 26. CD3 26. Oh, he did something all right. CD3 26. Error on a ground ball. Runners advance 1 base. So when it rains, it pours. That's an E5 on Moustakas. First error of the game on either team. And that's going to move Almora up to 3rd. And now we're back to the pinch hitter Caratini. And we don't reduce Peralta because you don't count the error against him. Here's the flip 6. Caratini is a switch hitter batting left, so we're under Peralta. So 85, I think they're going to finally get out of it. Switch power, ground ball to 2nd. No error, and that's the inning. But the Cubs pick up 8 runs in the top of the 9th. Unbelievable. And now we go to the bottom of the 9th. I want to shuffle the cards again because I got so low on the deck here. So it's an 8-3 game. Thought the Brewers were going to coast, but all of a sudden the bullpen just imploded. Maybe I should have went with Woodruff a little bit longer, but bullpen did well until we got to Josh Hader. Between Hader, Alvarez, and Peralta, they gave up 8 runs. All of them were earned as well. So Cubbies will now bring in a new pitcher. And it probably doesn't even matter who it is. You got that big of a lead, 8-3. Cishek was in there, but now he's coming out, obviously, because he was pinch hit for. So they will bring in Brad Brock. So Brad Brock will try to finish things out. He's a relief rating of 6. So Brad Brock, the 5th pitcher used by the Cubbies. And he'll be facing Grandal, Arcia, and a pinch hitter. So let's see how that plays out, as the Brewers and their fans are still stunned by that 8-run outburst. Pinch hitters for the Brew Crew, they do have Travis Shaw. He's probably their best guy off the bench. So it's going to be Grandal leading things off against Brad Brock. 5, but Brad Brock controls that. 64 against a lefty. He will issue a walk. So right away, we get a base on balls. And could their bullpen implode as well? Here's Arcia. He's only a 223 hitter. They've already used Thames, so they really don't have a whole lot. They've got Manny Pena, Travis Shaw. I think that's it. So, yeah, they're going to let Arcia hit and use Travis Shaw for the pitcher. So here's the flip. It's an 8. We're under Arcia. It's an 18. How about that? Arcia with the double. How about that? Double to left. We'll check the error rate. Make sure there's no error. There is none. But it's a double, and down 8-3, you're not going to take any chances at all. So the runner stops at third. So runners at second and third. Now we got the pinch hitter, Travis Shaw, will be on. Brock now down to a 4. So Travis Shaw, the pinch hitter, stepping in. Nobody out. Runners at second and third. Infield back. They'll give the run to get the out. 7, we're under Shaw. 88, that's an out. Left normal. Fly to center. I don't think that's going to score the run. I think it has to be deep. We'll check it. Second and third, F8. OBR A or B on third scores. So the runner on third, Grandal, is an OBR of D, so he will not score. Just simply a fly to center for out number 1. Brings up Lorenzo Cain. BD for Cain. 38, can he get it done? No, 32 is as high as it goes. So we reboot. 5, we're under Brock. 72, that's an out. Right-handed normal will ground to third. Check for an error, there is none. So let's check the runner advancement. Second and third, infield back. So second and third, infield back on a G5. Consult defensive option play on game board. I'm sorry, that's for in. Infield back, runner holds. OBR on 8th, so he has to hold. 5-3 ground out, but he kind of froze. Bryant froze the runner, Grandal, in his tracks. And so he could not score. Last chance is Christian Yelich. 10, we're under Yelich. 81, that's an out. Last number in the out range right there, 81. Left-handed power hitter. Fly ball to deep right field, but it's taken in by the new right fielder, Hayward. He moved from center to right when Almora went to center. And that's the end of the ball game. So Brock comes in, a little shaky, a hit and a walk, but was able to get out of it. And the Cubbies come all the way back and win it by the score of 8-3, scoring all 8 runs in the 9th. Losing pitcher was Josh Hader, I believe. Let me double check that and see how many runs he actually gave up that were charged to him. He only faced 3 batters, so I guess he couldn't be the... He can't... It's got to be Albers. I'm sorry, it's got to be Albers, not Hader. Because Hader only faced 3 batters. He gave up 3 runs, which just tied the game. So it was Albers who gave up the 5 runs. All 5 runs were charged to Albers, I do believe. So the Milwaukee pitching is ugly. I'm not even going to look at it. For the Cubs, their pitching, they end up giving up 10 hits. So 3 runs, 10 hits, and no errors for the Brewers. Let's check the Cubs and their hits. They only had 5 hits going into the 9th. So in the 9th, they got 1, 2, 3, 4. Only got 4 hits. But they had a lot of walks. One of them was intentional, but there's 1, 2, 3. I got 5 walks that inning. So 4 hits and 5 walks, so you're looking at 11 unofficially. So let me bring the score sheet in. This is all unofficial because it's kind of dirty and nasty with this score sheet. But what I've got is the Cubs at 8-11-1, the Brew Crew 3-10-0. Winning pitcher would be Steve Cishek because he pitched the 8th. Losing pitcher is Albers because he gave up all those runs. Tough luck for Woodruff, he pitched so well. But all those walks really cost the Brew Crew. So the Cubbies win it by the score of 8-3. Hope you enjoyed that presentation of Status Pro Baseball, even though it was a little bit of a wild finish there. Next offering in this little switch-off series will be back on Inside Pitch, the Dodgers against the Cardinals. And of course, probably sandwiched in between that will be a Chicago White Sox season replay game on Stratomatic, where the White Sox are back home now for a 10-game homestand. They'll be taking on the Tigers for 2, and then more importantly, the Royals for 2 and the Rangers. I'm sorry, the Royals for 4 and the Rangers for 4. And that's going to kind of make or break their season, I think, because they are trying to catch both of those teams. So that does it from here. As Harry Carey used to say in the day, Cubs win, Cubs win. But in my book, it's the Brewers lost it. The Brewers lost it with their horrible bullpen. But that's going to do it from here. It's the way they lost the NLCS or NL wild card game, whatever you want to call it, play-in game, wild card game to the Nationals because Josh Hader gave up that base hit. And they couldn't get it done. So that's going to do it from here. Until next time. Enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.